morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. My name is Joanne. For anyone that doesn't know, I am the Director of Marketing and Life Training here with Legendary Marketer. And I'm so excited for today's guest. I actually had the pleasure of meeting her at our most recent mastermind in New Orleans. And I heard her chatting. I think she asked a question. And I was hearing her story, and I'm like, we need to get her on Wake Up Legendary. So I actually went right up to her and asked her if she would be willing to be a guest. And then the stars aligned. Here we are, and I get to be the one to interview her as well. So I was super excited. I was like, oh, this is all working out. I like the synergy that's happening. The universe is telling us something. I love her story. I love her energy. I love what she's doing. And I think you guys will too. So without further ado, please join me and welcome Laurissa to the show. Good morning.
Morning, Joanne.
Nice to see you again.
You too.
And you have twins, right? Two little ones?
I do. I have twins. They just turned one.
Oh, you are busy, extra
I
busy,
am.
exciting. And I'm assuming you're in the car because they're in someone so that you have a little peace and quiet, right?
Yes, I am. I'm in my mobile office today. I have 6 kids total. My twins are my youngest. So
Oh,
8 o'clock here at home, and there's not a quiet corner in my house. So
it's not
taking
possible.
the show on the road.
That's so fun. I love big families. I'm one of 7. So
That's awesome.
I love it, love it, love it. Oh, Melissa says her twins are 40. So, all right.
Oh, wow. You survived. I will survive. That's good to know. I'm so
Survival.
glad.
There's light. Right?
Good.
It's so fun. So share with all of us your backstory, what you do, how you landed on Legendary. What were you looking for?
Oh, it's been kind of a crazy journey. So I am a licensed hairstylist. I went to hair school in 2000. Oh, this is going to age me. 2007. And I have worked in salons in between having kids. I've also worked at home. Um, love doing hair. It's such a fun thing for me. Um, but the schedule, being on your feet all day, um, it was just a really hard thing to juggle with having kids. And I've tried other jobs here and there my goal has always been to be at home as much as possible, as well as kind of fuel my entrepreneurial fire that I've always had.
Right,
And it's been a challenge. It's been kind of hard. And after I had my twins, I wasn't really working. And well, first of all, through doing hair, I started making dreadlock extensions. That's really the avenue I kind of took with hair, even though you don't have to be a licensed hairstylist to do that. It was just kind of a hobby I picked up during the pandemic. It was just a fun thing. We were traveling to Florida a lot, so I wanted like cool beach hair. And so it was something I just kind of dabbled in, and ended up loving it, ended up having some clients and making them for friends. But anyway, so after having my twins, I wasn't really working, and I was trying to find something a little more just simple to do, make money online, and came across, someone talking about Legendary, and I got so excited. For the first time in so long, I was like, this is interesting. And it was just really like a stimulating challenge for me, a mental challenge. Doing hair is fun. I work with my hands, but it's kind of a mindless thing. I shouldn't say that. It's just kind of, it's a craft. It's a craft. And so it was more of a hobby. And so learning new skills with Legendary was kind of a brain exercise for me that was just so much fun. And I just dove in and did the blueprints and just have loved it. And so I had every intention of, promoting Legendary and, being in the make money online niche. And I launched, and I was doing it for a few weeks, and it was going pretty well. You know, I was gaining followers and stuff, and my numbers were starting to increase. I was like, yeah, this is fun.
Mhm.
And then when the new compliance and those things were coming out, I was getting ready to do that training again. And I woke up in the middle of the night and this light bulb just like went on. And I just realized I already have a business. I already
Mhm.
have an established business. And
Mhm.
instead of, making dreads for people, I wanted to teach people how to do it for themselves. So I kind of went straight to Mark's digital course within the blueprints and did all that and created my own course. And I was excited about promoting Legendary, but as soon as I started my own course, I was just, my soul was on fire.
Oh, I
I
love it.
felt like that's exactly where I was supposed to be. And you know, kind of felt like I was starting over a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but because I felt so passionate about it and it felt so right, it's just been exciting and easier. And I learned so much from the mastermind just about, what I want to create, how I want to promote my own business. And it's just been fun.
Yeah. Okay. There was so much in there.
I
We
know.
gotta pack here. So first and foremost, let me ask you this, mom to mom. Would you say, because this is what I found for me, and I'm curious, especially like it doesn't matter if you have one kid, you have two kids, you have six kids, you have 10 kids. They take up a lot of your focus sometimes.
Yes.
You can find yourself where all of my focus is keeping these humans alive, fed, right? Not killed,
Entertained.
entertained.
All their
All
activities.
right.
Yeah.
And then there's that mama guilt that comes into play, which, oh, that sucker's rough, right? So even just going through and learning something that is just, is yours,
Mhm.
getting enrichment from it, you're getting some joy from it, you're getting some challenge from it, um, and has this great side benefit of possibly also monetary moment to help your family. But really, the gains, the real wins, are those day to day, like, I get to put 30 minutes into me,
Mhm.
and that's it. And it just kind of gives you those, and sometimes it may be like 5 minutes here, another 5 minutes there, especially with a crazy schedule. But it just lets you refocus to do something that's just you. And it for me, it fills my cup to then pour into my kids afterwards more.
Absolutely.
Is that for what comes up for you when you hear that?
Oh, so much. I mean, motherhood is a full-time job.
Mhm.
Parenthood is a full-time job, and we all only have 24 hours in a day.
Right.
No one
Nope.
has
I have
more.
an extra somewhere.
Yeah, I wish that was true. I actually really want to eventually live on like 2 hours of sleep. That's my like guru, like higher
Right.
enlightened self goal. But I'm not there yet. So time is just such a valuable thing.
Mm.
And, I think for years I've kind of dove into a little bit of the self-care along my, being a mom, just so I don't lose myself. I think that's a
Right.
big uh, challenge with
Mhm.
parenthood is you just kind of give your all to your children. And not that that's wrong. You just don't want to forget who you are and that you evolve, you change as a person too.
Mhm.
And, once you become an adult and a parent, it's not like you're done. That's it. You've reached your who you're going to be forever.
Right.
So that took me some time to realize that. And once I did, any opportunity to learn something new and to apply it, I just soak it in. And for me, the blueprints and learning everything took me some time because I had to squeeze it in. I was doing it in 30-minute increments when my kids were sleeping, and um, it did take me time, but I was okay with that. I was okay with, the 15-day challenge, 14-day challenge was going to probably take me longer.
Right.
And I was just patient with my time and where I was headed. Um, but being fulfilled as a human being, being fulfilled as a woman, being fulfilled as a mother, you're
Mhm.
right. I am such a better mom because I give myself opportunities to progress as a person so that they can have the best version of me because they deserve that.
Yeah. And it's just, I love how you worded it. It's not like you become a parent and now that's it. Like this is the sentence. This is who you are forever. And that's it. And I realized as you were saying it, man, that really is what happens. Our
Hmm.
mindset shifts like, okay, I have the 9 to 5 and I'm now a parent and this is it. This is everything is about this other human. And but a lot is also like there's so much, you got decades ahead of you in your own life. You have to take care of you first. And you're so right. I mean, I'm later on, as you said, you were aging yourself with 2007. I was like, oh girl.
I
But
guess
I'm not the
I'm in
person I
Utah,
was
so
10
I'm
years
up
ago,
there.
right? Like I'm not the person I was 10 years ago. I'm definitely not the person I was 20 years ago, and gosh, 25, 26 years ago, I started my first business. I'm not that same person. Even though I was an entrepreneur through that process, that's really evolved. Um,
Thankfully, right?
yeah, but I evolved through that too, like,
Yep.
and had to allow it. I couldn't imagine trying to be the same exact entrepreneur
Hmm.
back then that with the mindset now. It would be
And
different.
the fun thing for me, I have teenagers, and I've kind of taken them on the journey with me.
Yeah.
They're like, "What are you doing?" And so I've
Mhm.
explained it to, their understanding. They're like, "Oh, are you doing more like dread videos? Are you doing more like of your social media stuff?" I'm like, yeah. And I've been able to take them on with me, and so they celebrate with me,
Yeah.
and to have them proud of me has been really fun.
Yeah, I love that, and learn the skills too along the
Yeah.
way. Like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
My son will be like, "Oh, look, I got this ad from blah blah blah," because he gets all these different. It's just fun. We end up having these conversations, and why do you think that worked? Why do you think it's dumb? Why
Yeah.
are you converting? Or when things happen out in the world, well, what do you think the real purpose of this is, right?
Yeah.
And looking at the marketing side, looking with glasses as an entrepreneur, as business, looking forward. Why would they make those decisions, that sort of thing?
Yep.
And that's fun. It's fun conversations to have. Let them think bigger
Yep.
because they see it in action.
Yeah.
They're not just hearing about it. Like, oh, there's these people, they do some stuff over here, but they see a real person, a mom, going into her passion, what she's excited about. So let's
Mhm.
dive into that because I think that is really cool. And I want everyone to really hear that your story needs to be amplified. You were just looking for something that's yours, learn some new skills, maybe make a little money on the side, who knows?
Yep.
But you're investing some time into something that was just for you and growth for you. And you were going to promote one product, you were going to go into make money online, and you realized, my gosh, I could just use these skills for my current business and
Yep.
enhance it.
Yep.
And the fire in your soul, I believe how you described it, lit up. And that's so cool. And it's so right. And even as you felt that, did you have any question? Were you still like, oh, should I do this? Can I do this? Did you feel like you had more on the line because it was now more personal to what you're already doing?
Oh,
What
for
was the process
sure.
you went through at that time when you were making that transition?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, at first I was like, I'll just do both.
Yeah.
Like, let's just add chaos to chaos, right?
It's like, I don't know if I'm going to do all four
All of
niches.
it.
Oh, no, 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 no. Let's pick one. Let's find one. Let's find
Yeah, so
one.
I very quickly realized that was not realistic for me. Um, and Yeah, I think I did go through a little bit of I would say I'm a fairly confident person.
Mhm.
However, knowing that I was the one behind my product, I was the one being responsible for helping and teaching, and ultimately if there was a problem, like, it came back on me. And that really, it was a little heavy at first, for sure.
Mhm.
I did share at the mastermind when Mark was speaking to us that he was talking about emails, and I shared how I was personally able to talk to one of my customers, and she, is a very insecure person and has wanted to have dreads and just, all the things, didn't know what people would think about her,
Mhm.
and I was able to talk to her, and I'm so grateful that that was like my first experience with someone purchasing my course, because she has been nothing but loving and positive and grateful. And
Mhm.
so that really helped me, you know, it built I was trying to help people with their confidence, and I kind of got that in return, that
Yeah.
my goals and my desire to help women and people feel confident and capable, that is what I was achieving. It was beyond, a hairstyle. It was beyond, um, a physical look. It was deeper than that. And so once I, interacted with her and I felt my confidence, come back, then I was good. I was like, no, I absolutely, without a doubt, am doing what I should be doing. Um, and I've considered promoting Legendary as, another or second offer, like later on down the road. It's not off my radar at all.
Mhm.
And that's the beautiful thing about this online space, is the opportunities are limitless. They're limitless. And I
Right.
think that excites me even more, because if you can think it, if you can dream it,
Mhm.
go get it. Go after it.
Right? Well, and what else is cool is once you have the skills, you can evolve we just spoke about how we're different people in a few years, 10 years before. Well, in 10 years, I might be a different person too, with a little bit different new interest, but I can use the same skills
Yep.
and dive into that interest and monetize it. I mean, every time I hear
It's
somebody
so cool.
it's like, oh, I'm into this, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, how are we going to monetize this? And I literally, I'm like, okay, you're spending like 20 hours a week on this hobby. You need to monetize this.
Yep. Yep.
Because once you have that knowledge, and you have the confidence from having that knowledge, it just it can go into anything.
Anything.
And
And I
and
think that's what, you know, along with helping people to, you know, kind of step into their own confidence and ability,
Mhm.
you have within yourself so much to offer the world.
Yeah.
The world needs Joanne. The world needs individual people and our individual gifts, our individual interests, our individual skills.
Mhm.
And I think what I'm noticing in the online space is there's a little too much copycatting,
Yes.
like wanting to just
Mhm.
replay and redo what other people are doing because they see that it's working.
Yeah.
And we're forgetting what we have as
Right.
individuals to offer and to share. And I think we've talked about our stories, and how important that is and how relatable that is. And, I've realized that my, niche, my business is actually a pretty small demographic of people. It's
Mhm.
not like, it's not going to be very, it's going to take me more time to grow as a larger, business. And
Mhm.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because right now, I am searching for a certain type of person. I'm reaching out to someone who, I can help in the way that I want to. And if that
Mhm.
takes me a little bit more time, I'm okay with that, because I want so badly to help people.
Yeah. And when that's your focus, that's what you need. When you're focused, I love that you brought up that there is a weird environment right now online,
Mhm. Yeah,
space. It hasn't always been here. It's just been in the
yeah,
last year or so of extreme copycatting
yeah.
and it's just, it just kind of gets yucky after a while, right? And it also waters down the audience, and everyone's like, oh, online,
There's another one.
The name digital marketing a bit.
Yep.
It's really not what it is. It's not.
Yep.
It's not what it is. So when you can get into the actual skills, what it can do, and it's not about the vanity numbers, right? So there's a lot of copycatting because they're like, oh, there, I see income and I see a lot of likes.
Yeah.
So that's what I need. That's all I need. But if it's not your ideal audience, it's not who you are, you're pretending to be someone else, you're going to hate your business.
Yep.
You're going to hate your business pretty quickly, fairly quickly, right?
Yep.
And I have seen over the years and worked with clients who have made fantastic livings, great businesses that are solid. By no means are they viral with massive followings and the vanity numbers, but they found their people. And that's all that matters. And
that's a success.
That's all that matters, because those raving fans are the ones that will trust you, are the ones that will take your recommendations. They'll take your courses, or whatever products that you're putting out or services that you're putting out. And they are your repeat business too, which is something to be said as well. And then now you're not pretending to be someone else. You actually have gained knowledge instead of just copying someone. Because the reality is, guys, if you're copying someone, you're not learning how to do it because you don't know why they did it or why it's working or what the process was to get there of the month of videos before and the month of videos after, with the emails, with blogs, with a whole synergy of things. You're just copying one 10-second video and expecting the world to open up for you, and it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way.
And selfishly, I only want people in my corner who want to be there. I don't want people following me and, engaging on my content that don't want to be there.
Right? Because then you
just
have a bunch of goals, and then you got to block and lesson the whole thing.
I'm not trying to attract and gain all the people in the world to, like what I do and like me. Like, no, thank you. I genuinely want people in my life who want to be there.
Yeah. Well, and then it's easier to make content for them. Because you know exactly who you're serving. And you go, oh, you know what? I have a new idea. I think this is going to help. And then as you get customers, you've had those conversations with one of your customers and you learn more about them. You learn more about their desires. You learn more about their pain points. And now you have a whole new unlocked list of content ideas and topics and things you can speak on and create that will speak to more of that, to find more people like that customer.
Yep. I think it was Sarah in the Mind Mastermind who was helped us put a name and a face to our ideal audience or person. She just narrowed it down to one person. And my one customer that I've talked to, like, she's my one person.
Yeah.
She's my person. So anything that I make, like, I am talking to her.
Mm-hmm. That's what we do on Decade in a Day. And we do it on our business plan when we replicate it. If you have blueprints, guys, go back and look at Decade in a Day business plans that we have in there. We give them a name and we describe the person. And then every time you write, if my avatar is, Laurissa, I'm going to go, okay, my email is going to be in my head, hey, Laurissa. And then I'm going to write as if I'm speaking directly to you. I'm making a piece of content. How will Laurissa like this? Yeah. Will she find value in this, or will it piss her off, or will she scroll past it?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, those are questions you ask yourself as you're creating content. And it will help you dial in your audience, because that's really what's key. I think even more important than niching down to something really specific is looking at your audience and making sure everything speaks to your audience, which is important. So let's talk, because I mean, it's just the elephant in the room. You're a mom of 6. You have your own business.
Yeah.
You got twins that are 1. You got a lot going on.
Yeah.
How the heck do you find time to create videos, to write emails, to have conversations? How are we picking the what's the day look like for Laurissa?
Oh my goodness. So on top of that, Gwen and I are soul sisters. We're both married to firefighters.
I love it.
So my husband's gone. Uh, I don't know. He works 72 hours, and he's home for 72 hours, and then he's gone for 6. So when he's gone, I mean, I usually just use those nights when he's gone and my kids are in bed. That's usually when I focus a lot of time on my business. A lot meaning like 2 hours before I pass out. But
Right.
that's when I'm able to have a little bit
I think
more.
that's important to say, because people hear a lot and they're like, a lot. Does that mean 10 hours? Did she not sleep? Or does that mean
No,
30? It's like, no, it's okay, 2 hours.
2 hours. And
Yep.
having a system and a schedule is very beneficial for everybody. So
Mhm.
usually Sunday nights are my email nights. That's when I go through and I just add a couple emails to each of my campaigns,
Love it.
because my emails aren't going out every day. So they don't need to be, I don't need to be constantly doing that. So I do my email Sunday nights. And then throughout the week, usually the nights when my husband's working is when I'm actually like making dreads and videoing my actual dread videos. And then
Mhm.
throughout the week, I have my kids video me doing random stuff.
I love it.
Like, I mean, we were at the pool last week and I just brought some like thread with me and propped up my camera. My kids were in the pool, my twins were in their stroller napping, and I had my phone propped on the diaper bag and I'm making like threads on my dreads. So I just kind of do it in between all the things.
Mhm. Well, and I love that because, like Sarah Thompson has shared before, she'll be at her kids' practice with sports and softball, and she'll just walk around the park, walk around wherever the area she's in, and film and do whatever. And you kind of got to get to a point where you don't care what anybody else thinks that's around you. Film away, guys. Film away.
I don't do a lot of talking. I did more when my kids were in school. Right now, my house is just too loud. I just don't do a lot of talking videos. And I want to, like, that is what I would like to do. And right now, I'm just not doing that. And I'm okay with that. Like, my content really is adapting to what my life is.
Perfect. That's all that matters. There's no one right way.
No.
There's just, and I think sometimes people that are new to this space and new to entrepreneurship, they're like, I want to do this, I want to have the freedom, but yet they want that checklist of this is exactly what you do, nothing else, because that's what you do at your job. You're given your checklist. These are your tasks. And it's so hard to go, wait, I'm learning this, but there's not a checklist of exactly the order I have to do. Okay, I got to find somebody that's gonna give me the exact order. And it's like there's so many different ways. And you and I could market the same product
And do it
and
totally different.
successful and be totally different, have totally different looks, feel, audiences, energy, everything. And that's what's really cool. That's why it's like there's no saturation no matter what you're doing. There's no, as long as you're not sitting there trying to be someone else, then yeah, that's a problem. Nobody wants to see the same replicated person over and over.
Well, because it's not real and they can tell. They can tell it's not real because it's not your natural, genuine energy and personality. And I think there are a lot of people who are still trying to be deprogrammed and
Yeah.
transitioning into the entrepreneurial mindset.
Hmm.
And like, I mean, it's like parenting. There's 100 million parenting books out there, and which one's right?
Right.
Like, I can pick little bits here. And I had someone texting me yesterday who just found out she was pregnant with twins. And she's asking me all, they're her first. And so she's asking me all these questions. And I'm like, well, this is what I did. But also, it may not work for you
Hmm.
because your kids are going to have different personalities than mine. And that's how it is in any aspect of our life. There's not there's ethics, there's good, there's good choices and bad choices. But as far as like right and wrong, black and white, this is how you do it. My mind just doesn't work like that. I really struggle when someone's like, this is how you, and so I think there's a lot of deprogramming going on, especially people who were, coming to the mastermind, and they're just trying to let go of all the ideas and the expectations and the 9 to 5 mindset of, I want to clock in, clock out, tell me what to do, give me my job, here's the checklist, and you're paid upon your performance.
Right. Like I checked the boxes, so I should be paid.
Yes.
I posted the video, so I should be paid. And it's like, no, it's a whole different shift in an angle here. And man, you're so right about the parenting thing. There are some parent. I know for me, I was when I had my first child, there was a lot of, oh, you got to do that, you got to do this, oh, you're going to do that. And I finally I literally like flipped out a little bit.
Yeah, let me do it. Let me figure it out.
I turned off all the noise. I stopped answering everybody's calls for a few days, because at the end of the day, I loved my child and I wanted what was best for them. So no decision was going to put them into harm, but it was going to be what was best for me and her. Right? And it really that's the same mentality for your business. I've never thought about it before, but it really is. You got to go, okay, I have the skills. I'm learning it all, and I'm going to learn as I go, because you don't have everything as a parent, right? As a first time parent, you're like, all right, here we go. Here we go. And it's the same thing. And you learn things, and you take this piece and you take that piece. And you go, this is what I want to do for myself. This is the parent I want to be. This is the parent I want to step into. And this is the same thing. This is the entrepreneur I want to be.
Yep.
I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna test this, see how I feel about it. Oh, I love this. This feels right. I'm gonna keep going down that path.
And that's so hard sometimes, to go with your own intuition and really block out all the voices. I think, I don't know if we've repeated this since the mastermind, but when Dave, it was like the most mic drop moment of the whole mastermind, when he was like, too much preparation is too close to procrastination. I can't remember exactly what it is, sorry. But, we can spend forever gaining knowledge, listening to people, following people, getting all this information. But until you actually kind of put your, blinders on and just do something and go with your feeling, like, does this feel right? Is this kind of where I want to go with this? And really put emotion into it and put feeling into it and kind of get rid of that, robotic checklist of tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Right.
That's boring. Don't be boring.
Yeah, and I think that's a trap.
Yeah.
Some of our students get into.
For sure.
Hey, I bought the blueprints. Yep. I have all the information. So now I've checked the box. It's like, okay, so what are you doing with the blueprints?
Exactly.
How are you applying them? Are you going to support? And they're just going, okay, no, I checked the box that I bought it.
Now what?
So now what? And they go, oh crap, I'm going to go check a box for this other secret, and I'm going to buy that. Yeah. And then go check a box to buy this other secret from this guru. And then going to check a box to buy this other secret from this guru. And now you have a really empty bank account.
Yeah.
An inbox of logins.
Yep.
And they're all sitting there because you think if you own them, you've checked the box and it's done. And it's like, no, you already have everything in one. You already have that. You already have the course. You already have all the support you need, but you got to now put it into action. And that's what's freaking hard.
It's that confidence and confidence in our ability that I don't know why people just struggle with, being confident that, I do have something to offer. I do have something valuable. I am valuable.
Yeah. I tend to go back to this you got to remind yourself you're worthy.
Mm-hmm.
You're worthy to learn. You're worthy to make mistakes. You're worthy to push through challenges. You're worthy of your dreams. You're worthy to have a voice. You're worthy to ask questions when you don't understand. I can't tell you how many people are like, oh, I've had that. I've been working on that for like a month now, but I can't. I'm like, why aren't you going to support and getting that answered? We could have had that handled like 4 weeks ago in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I thought it was a dumb question. It's like, no, Lori, I am valuable. Yes, it's not. You're worthy of every question you have.
Yep.
Get answered. You're worthy of an answer. If anyone takes anything away from this conversation, you're worthy of the answers that you're looking for.
100%.
Yeah. And not just sitting there hoping, well, it'll come. No, go out and get it. Go get it.
Go get it.
Yeah. Which is real. And then when you start doing that, oh, you're a whole other person 6 months
You're
down.
unstoppable. If you can tap into your confidence and what you're really capable of and accept that the world needs something that you have, you will be unstoppable. There will be nothing that you can't accomplish, nothing you can't achieve. Like, that'll just solve world peace right there. I think we can just like
We
people who are confident and capable, they don't discriminate, they don't hate, they love, they support, they encourage, they set the world in a very beautiful, positive place. And we need that. We need that.
Yeah. And I'm sure someone's sitting here watching this conversation going, oh, it's all warm and fuzzy on Wake Up Legendary today. And it's like, no, it's not warm. There's work. There's work.
Oh my gosh.
And we both are all about the check at the end of the day. That's the end goal of a business, is to have monetary wins happen, but it can't be the main focus or you're screwed. It can't. Because there's a lot of people that are very wealthy in the world who are very unhappy, who are not driven, who are very depressed. And I saw a video this morning that actually shared it's because we're meant to be creative. We're meant to build things. We're not meant to have things handed to us. We feel more alive when we create. We're in the process of creating.
Whatever that looks like.
Whatever that looks like. Yeah. Ron, how bad do you want it? Yeah, exactly. And it's a beautiful thing. So I want you to have the last word before we go. This has been an amazing conversation. I really do feel like I won lottery today, being able to chat with you, because I loved your story at Mastermind, and I just love getting to know you more today. What's your advice for someone brand new in the challenge?
Ooh, that's a good one. Because it really depends on where, they're at individually in the mindset. But I would say if you're in the challenge, I think we want to try and get it done so quickly that maybe for me, I was grateful that I was able to kind of spread it out and I didn't have, I have to get this done in 14 days. So I think if you're rushing through it, you're going to miss a lot. So once you do the lesson, take a minute and think about it and let it sink in, kind of process the information and listen to your own thoughts. Wherever your thoughts are taking you or wherever your feelings are taking you, don't disregard that. Just kind of have like a brainstorm journal maybe as you're going through the challenge. I had, when I was, thinking about promoting Legendary, I was trying to narrow down my niche as far as like who my target audience is. And I think I had 5 pages of options and like avenues that I could take until I was like, no, I think this is the right one. So listen to your own thoughts, take your time, process the information, and go back. It's there. You have it forever. You don't have, it's not a one and done. Yeah, let it really sink in and
I
really
love that advice.
process.
Do you know how many people go, okay, I'm going to go through the challenge as fast as possible
Yeah.
so I can have a check?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about, a check? There's no check.
No. I
You
thought
gotta
of it like
learn,
school,
you
kind of
gotta
like,
absorb, you gotta apply, you gotta
yes.
build, you gotta grow. There's a lot that needs to happen.
Yep.
We show you what that looks like. We show
Yep.
you how to do it.
And there's a lot of options with it.
And there's
So
so
many
many.
options.
I love that. I love that. And our new 5-day actually introduces a bunch of different niche options right on day one. It really helps with that piece
Mhm.
as well. And it's just exploring
Mhm.
what's going to light your soul on fire and get you pumped and get you excited to wake up and do the work.
Yes. It is
That's
not easy. It is work, 100%.
what are you so excited about? You can't wait to wake up and be challenged. What's my new challenge today in my business? And that's where the sweet spot is. And that's where the growth happens. And that's where you see change in all areas happen, which is cool.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome. Well, today was wonderful. You definitely have to come back. I would love for you to sit down and just have a one-on-one chat on Wake Up Legendary with Dave as well. I know he would enjoy it. But thank you today from your mobile office. I love that.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. We
Thanks,
all
Joanne.
and if you came in late, guys, go back and watch the beginning of this bad boy. For sure. So thanks again to Laurissa. We lost her for a second. And there she is. Like she was gone and now she's back. But before she goes, we want to make sure we have this right. So she has a digital course where she teaches how to put in dread extensions. Do I have this correct?
Yep. So to make them and put them in. Mhm.
Okay, awesome. So you can go check out her content, how she finds her ideal audience, and all that good stuff at Dare to Dread DIY. I
Yeah.
got it. Go. Hold on a minute. I was making it something way harder than what it was at first. Dare to Dread DIY, all connected. So just spell it Dare to Dread DREAD and then DIY. And that's on. You can find her on TikTok and Instagram. And I'm also gonna give Mark a little nudge because I know you took. He's our main coach in our digital courses, Blueprint. And that's really helped you get launched. And I love that you were able to see him speak also at our last mastermind, which is really cool. And hopefully you can put Austin on a radar in January as well. So thanks again. And I love updates and keep us posted and come back. Thanks.
Will do. Thanks, Joanne.
My pleasure. All right, guys, go give this a rewatch. Tomorrow, Dave will be back. I am back on Decade in a Day. If you are a Blueprints member, come join Ryan and I. We have a freaking blast on Decade in a Day. I won't spill the niche for tomorrow just yet, but we always do a new niche on Decade in a Day, and we literally build out all of the tech and ready to be launched in that niche by the end of Decade in a Day. It's pretty cool, pretty powerful. If you haven't, we had somebody that is a Blueprints member since 2021 and did Decade in a Day in 21. That Decade in a Day is nowhere near what we're doing today. I love what we're doing today. Those were good. These are pretty darn cool. So if you haven't been, and also you can attend Decade in a Day as much as you want, just like Sport 101 and Hot Seat, where you can get your funnels critiqued, get marketing strategy advice, and we offer those calls during the week for all of our Blueprints members. So take advantage because remember, you are worthy of your questions. Ron, see you tomorrow at Decade in a Day. I love it. I love it. As always, stay legendary.